How's it going, everybody? March 10th, and finally the new Create editor has been enabled on my account. I'm tier 20,000, and I figured this would be about the timing when I would actually get access to it, because with any new product introduction or marketplace or any kind of change that Amazon makes, where they're taking the rollout approach of higher tiers first, I have to wait about 2 to 3 weeks before I get access to it. So it was finally enabled either sometime early this morning or overnight, because it wasn't here yesterday. So I also understand that you guys have probably seen this already on other YouTube channels, especially higher tiers, but I figured I would still do an overview, give you my opinion, and then show you what it actually looks like. So before I actually get into anything specific and upload an image, the only thing that's actually changed on the Create product page is, like, if I scroll down to show you, everything's exactly the same except this section here, which is where you would upload the image. Everything else is exactly the same, but when you start clicking on certain products, for example, this is where you will see, and you can't see it now, so we'll have to upload an image. There's a little, I guess, a few options that are added, and that's the difference, of course, with a bunch of different abilities that you can do. So let's actually get into that. So I've just chosen a random design. This isn't even my design. It's a canva.com design that was just like a sample t-shirt, but I figured this would be good enough for what I'm trying to do here. So once you actually upload the product, as you can see, it's been uploaded to every single, once you upload the image, it's been uploaded to every single product. And then now we're going to look at what the new options are. So the fact that it's actually like centered and enlarged on certain items is perfect. So my first impression is that so far so good. It's actually really good, because if you work with any other platforms like even Printful or let's say Society6, Redbubble, Zazzle, sometimes you have to play around and resize, recenter, move around your designs based on the products. But these guys did a really good job, because as you can see, the positioning for a sweatshirt, let me change the color so you guys can actually see it better. The positioning of this is a little different than the Samsung Galaxy case, right? So the fact that the automatic resizing and positioning is perfect actually adds a lot. Now here's a couple of things that I actually noticed that I like. So and anyone who's actually worked with other print-on-demand platforms knows that this was an option with so many other platforms. Like, for example, the fact that you can scale the image and resize it without any problems and then move it around. This has always been an option on a bunch of other products. But here's what I like. I actually like that, for example, you can resize this and then position it wherever you want, if this is what you want to do, right? So now you have a pocket size and positioning of your image without doing a lot of work. If you want to resize it back to 100% and then recenter it, you just hit these buttons. And again, this is a common option through Printful and many other platforms. So opinion so far, yep, perfect, very functional. But again, it's nothing new. This is something that's been available on other platforms for a very long time. This is the same for all these other products, but let's get into pop sockets and cases. Now, with pop sockets, cases, and pillows, the only thing that's a little different is the background color. So you can play around with the design, you can position it, center it, whatever you want, resize it, but then you also have the option to change the background picture. And again, you can go through all these options or the preloaded ones, and as you can see, you know, anytime you hit it, it changes the color automatically. Now, my opinion of all of this, I think it's, number one, perfect, awesome. Like I said, I'm not extremely blown away because this is something that other platforms have had for a while, but I think it's actually extremely important. It is user friendly. It can really help you, you know, using their own Create editor. For someone like myself or anybody in higher tiers, how often am I going to use this? I would say not very often, because I'm already using Merch Titan's automation tool, which does all of this for me. So I'm using a tool, for example, that will resize the pictures automatically. So up until, you know, today, that was a requirement. And for a lot of you guys in lower tiers, that's still a requirement, where you have to resize your own images if you want to put them on, let's say, a hoodie or a pop socket or a phone case. The fact that we don't have to do that, not a big deal, because my automation tool was doing that anyways. Picking a background color, I already had that option. So for me or anybody else that's actually, you know, doing 2,000 uploads a day or more, you know, a lot of higher tiers are, you know, at 4,000 uploads a day, 5, 10,000. I don't even know what the numbers are for somebody who's in a tier 100,000 or 200,000. But basically, they're not going to manually be doing these. They're going to be using automation tools, especially for those people that are doing those large quantity uploads. So, in summary, I think it's long overdue. I like it. If I'm not thinking about any automation tool, I would say this is extremely useful. I think this will save a lot of time. Like I said, it's user friendly. It's like there's nothing to it. You know exactly what you can do. You know your options, like all that kind of stuff. So like I said, user friendly and nothing to it. And it's needed. For higher tiers, I would say this makes no difference. Because most likely those higher tiers, unless, you know, you're taking time and uploading, you know, a few products a day, you're using some kind of an automation tool, and this really doesn't change much. So overall, great. For higher tiers, you know, whatever, it's useless. Not useless, but, you know, for those mass uploads, it doesn't change anything, because you're still using an external tool for your uploads, and those tools, those automation tools, have had these options for a while. So that's it. Let me know how you guys feel. Let me know if you know, your account has been enabled, and if you've been using it, and, you know, what are the things that you like the most about it. Because like I said, I like everything about it, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think and how you'll be using this. Anyways, that's it. I'll talk to you guys soon.